Hey everyone, appreciate you guys being here at the USA Crypto Group. Today we have the team from Dosa for this AMA session. Like always, this AMA session is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice, and there's no commitment to the team. Without further delay, I'd like to welcome Comet from the team Dosa. Comet, if you can start out introducing yourself, talk about your team and you guys' experience in the crypto space.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Comet. I've been trading in crypto for several years, probably 4 or 5 years, but I've only been trading in DeFi for about two. And I got into BSC and ETH trading, finding great tokens there. I hooked up with these great devs who are brilliant, and they built this awesome DApp and website for Dosa, and I'm really excited to be working with them. Um, I have a pseudonym, Comet. The rest of the team, the devs, are anonymous. They actually have worked on a project that many of you have probably heard of, but they remain anonymous because we feel like Dosa is bigger, more important, and far more decentralized than any individual or group. So if that sounds concerning for anyone, everyone has KYC through Solid Proof. The contract has been audited and got all green check marks from Solid Proof. We've been incubated by Unicrypt. They approved of our KYC and audit. So the contract, everything about the project is safe, but the devs are not doxxed at this time and probably never will be, to be honest, because the project is bigger and more decentralized and more important than any of us.
Awesome comment. Now you say apparently you here represent the team. What is your responsibility? What's your position in the project?
Yeah, I guess I would say marketer or like spokesperson, a fan of it. I mean, I'm not a programmer, I'm not a dev, I've never written a line of code. I don't know anything about that. But for anyone who's interested in the code and the technical aspects, if you go to dosa.finance, we have a section called Pedigree, and Pedigree lays out all of the tokenomics, all of the technical details, and it lists the audit from Solid Proof and the KYC from Solid Proof. Again, that audit from Solid Proof is all green check marks. Everything in our contract is perfect. Everything in our DApp is perfect. So the work speaks for itself. Just hop on to dosa.finance and you can see that for itself.
Awesome. Now comment, have you been with the project since day one, or is this something that you will hire on later on the later stages of the project?
Yeah, I've actually been on since day one. I was part of the brainstorming process of figuring out this protocol, which is a DAO, basically, a decentralized autonomous organization, and how it all works. And the devs built it, but I was, a part of the imagination for it. And now we're running with it. Now we're on our third bomb right now. It's 90% full, and we're lining up projects for our fourth bomb right now.
Perfect, brother. I love to hear that since your day one, and you actually had some influence in the concept from the early days. So that's awesome to hear. All right, now the name Dosa. For those that are listening right now, people may not know what Dosa is. Could you explain to the community what Dosa stand for and how did you guys come about with this concept and what it represents for you guys? What it stands for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. So in 2021, if you were around DeFi, then you know that all the dog breed tokens blew up. You could put a simple meme coin together and it was named a dog breed. Shiba Inu, Hawk, Floki, I mean, uh, Kishu, there were a lot of them. And we were thinking a dog breed that hadn't been used before was Dosa. I haven't ever heard of it before. It's a Korean Mastiff. It's a pretty rare breed, but I don't think that we're a meme coin. I don't refer to us as a meme coin because it's not just a meme. There's a lot to the protocol. There's a lot to the DApp. There's a lot to the DAO. It's a real ecosystem. It's a tool. It's a utility that other projects use. But we do have Dosa as like the mascot. So I say we have a meme mascot. That's just for our branding, really. but I wouldn't call it a meme coin, if that makes sense.
Definitely. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, definitely. You're right. In the early days, right, we have all sort of dogs, right? So you got the dogs and you got the cat, and you got the birds, and you got, recently they're birds now. Maybe the
Yeah,
next is the
but
roosters.
especially Asian dog breeds, Akita, Kishu, Shiba Inu, and Dosa is another Asian dog breed, and it's a rare one, and I haven't heard it used before, so I think that it makes sense.
You're right though. There's been a lot of Asian dog breeds and just in animal in general. And there's a lot of philosophical aspect behind it as well. So when this developer, one thing I got to give credit for these developers that they actually really think it through, right? What animal represent and what it stands for, and why it relates to the project, etc. Right? It's not something that they just randomly just pick. So that there alone, I got to give a lot of credit to these developers that actually put some time study about the dogs or whatever the animal is, and build a project around the value of that dog, whatever that represent, So that's pretty cool to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So this.
Dosa as a breed is very friendly and collaborative, which makes sense for our brand and what we do. Because for those who don't know, Dosa, our slogan is your favorite coin's favorite coin because we buy them. We take the coins that our community recommends and says, hey, we're also interested in this project or that project. And we reach out to those project devs and teams and say, hey, do you want to be involved in the Dosa Bomb? And then what we do is give them the opportunity to get a really big buy. This round is worth $50,000, and it's about to hit in the next probably 48 hours, depending on our transaction volume. And that's the way that
Perfect
Dosa
comment.
works.
And yeah, we will get in depth on that Dosa bomb. I think that's actually a very unique concept. Just to it's a great way to get the community engaged as well. But we'll get in depth on that. So before we moved on, I want to break down the basic things of the project. When was the project launch, and how was it launched?
It was launched on, I think it was the 26th of September. I could be wrong. It was late September, about 3 weeks ago on Unicrypt. And our launch was a huge party. We had a whitelisting system called the Dosa Pass, where we tweeted out everyone that was accepted to the pre-sale whitelist. And then we whitelisted 1,000 wallet addresses that had zero point 0.2 ETH maximum contribution. And our average contribution was like 0.196. I mean, it was like basically everyone did the maximum contribution. And that was intentional. We wanted it to be a low contribution from everyone so that we could launch with a highly distributed supply that nobody had big bags in. I mean, people did get big bags if they bought at launch, but for example, none of the team tokens were distributed until, I don't know, yesterday or the day before. And so nobody in the pre-sale could get more than 0.2 ETH. So literally at launch, no one had an outsized bag. Like if you wanted a lot of Dosa, you had to buy it a lot at launch. And a lot of people did. We saw that. We launched at about 800K market cap, and we initially spiked to like 8 million. So immediately there was a lot of buy pressure at launch. That was intentional. And since launch, there was of course there's always that first launch pump for every pre-sale type token. We tried to minimize that and keep it equally distributed as much as possible, but of course that's just kind of standard in pre-sales. And so now we're kind of rebuilding. Now we're at 1.2 million, and the charts come down off of everybody who bought and sold off the initial launch hype, and now we're gonna continue building and rolling. We're on Bomb 3 and we're moving into Bomb 4 here soon.
Oh wow, yeah. So you guys had a whitelist, 1,000 whitelist, and and your goal was to 0.2 with the max at 0.2 ETH. You guys did 1.196, for 1,000 whitelist. That's actually very well distributed out evenly. That's actually pretty amazing. Yeah, so regarding the chart, like you say, it went up 8 million at launch, and now it's back to 1.2. And you said the team tokens, you guys did not get the team tokens immediately. Now, do you guys have any team tokens are left? And are there any vested tokens at the moment?
Yes, all of the team tokens are vested. We had a percent of the supply. I don't recall off the top. I think it's 10 or 11%. You can read it in our pedigree, and you can see it on the Unicrypt lockers. And that's distributed amongst many team members and advisors. And it's vested over the course of like 5 or 6 weeks, maybe longer than that. And the first distribution was 12 days after project launch, which so that was pretty recent that the first distribution was made. But all of that can be seen on Unicrypt. All of the token lockers, all of the amount of tokens, all of the reserve supply, everything locked and vested, with a pretty standard vesting schedule.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely see you guys. You guys locking up the tokens another 345 days. Which is almost a year from now as well. So that's good to see.
Yeah, the LP is locked for 1 year off of launch.
Yeah, so that's really good to see. That shows the commitment from your team and from you guys, right? Now let's go back to the launch. You guys shot up 8 million, which is very impressive. What was the launching market cap?
Yeah, like I said, it launched at about 800,000 off of Unicrypt. So we did like a 10x right off of launch, and like I said, it's been a bit of a downtrend since then. But the beautiful thing about this project, and like you said, we're going to get more into the bomb protocol. But the beautiful thing about it is that there's a revolving door of demand. Every week or less, there are 4 new projects that want to and have every reason to buy Dosa. So we're coming up on our 3rd bomb, or we're finishing up our 3rd bomb. We're coming up on our 4th. And by the time we reveal 4 new projects, which will probably be within 48 hours, we'll have 4 brand new communities that all have a great reason to buy Dosa and to mint our NFTs.
Awesome. Wow. Yeah. So if you are the marketer comment, looks like you did a heck of a job promoting the project, launching at 800K, shot up to 8 million. Especially recently, the recent conditions that we've been in. That's pretty impressive, man. So right now we're sitting at 1.2 million. It is still above the launch market cap, correct?
Yeah, and it's never gone below the launch market cap. Nobody can predict the future. Nobody can guarantee anything. But I feel strongly and confident about this one because of that revolving door of demand that I just described. There are lots of great and passionate communities that are out there that want to support the project that they're in love with. And that's why we call it your favorite coin's favorite coin. And when you take those communities and you give them every reason to buy Dosa in order to support their favorite coin, and then you have our holders to vote based on what they hear out of those communities, how our AMAs go, how our YouTube review goes, there's a lot of reasons to buy and hold Dosa.
Perfect, brothers. Now, with that say, you know what? Let's go into the meaty stuff, which is the Dosa Bomb. Let's go in depth on that. Very interesting concept.
Yeah, so the idea is that 4 contenders will come and send their communities to buy 100,000 Dosa tokens at least. If you have 100,000 Dosa tokens, then that makes you eligible to vote in the Dosa Bomb. You can find all that at dosa.finance, dosa.finance. And so if you hold 100,000 Dosa tokens, you get to vote for your favorite project. So let's just say it's Shiba Inu versus Floki, just for imagination's sake. Those 2 send their holders to come buy Dosa in order to vote for them. Whoever has the most votes by the time the Dosa Bomb fills will win that buy in the form of ETH swapped for their token. So right now, what we have in Dosa Bomb round 3, which is live right now, is Amplify in the lead, Marshall Rogan Inu in second place, and then we've got Dione Protocol and Saitoki Inu, which is like a dungeon crawler game. We have those 4 projects, and people have voted 200 votes, 100 votes, 150. Like, there's a lot of votes on there. And the Dosa Bomb is worth $50,000. So whichever one is in the lead by the time the Dosa Bomb hits $50,000 is going to win a $50,000 buy. Amplify is in the lead right now by probably like 80 or so votes, and the Dosa Bomb is over 90% full. So maybe it's like 85% actually. But so that means within 24, 48 hours, it kind of depends on transaction volume, that Amplify is going to get hit with a $50,000 buy. Now, all of that is awesome for us because they send their communities to buy 100,000 Dosa tokens in order to vote. And if you think about Amplify, for example, has 240 votes. If all of those 240 people only bought 100,000 Dosa tokens at the market cap we're at now, minimum, that's like $50,000 in volume. And you have every reason to believe that many of them bought more than 100,000. So when we have 4 new projects that all come in and all have to buy 100,000 Dosa tokens in order to vote for their favorite project, it's just going to be more volume for us. And that's the revolving door of demand. And then in return, Amplify is going to get a $50,000 buy. So if they win, which it looks like they're going to win. So it's kind of a win-win situation for all projects involved. We call it cross-pollination or a symbiotic relationship. We get to market together. We get to educate each other's communities about each other's projects. And we get buy pressure from their communities, and they get a big buy if they win.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I just want to clarify something here, comment. When you say they send the people over and vote, now the question is, how do these projects get placed into the voting pool in the beginning? Do you guys do like a vetting process prior for them to vote? How all these projects get selected?
Yeah, right now the team curates them ourselves. I'm involved in that process. The devs are involved in that process. Our community, the Dosa community, tweets at us and they post in our Telegram who they want to see on the Dosa Bomb. And then we reach out to those teams, or they apply to us. We have a Google form out there, and a lot of big major projects have applied to be on the Dosa Bomb because they see the value in being listed there. And right now it's manual and it's curated. But ultimately, this is like a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. And ultimately, we want it to be as decentralized, autonomous as possible. So, months from now, a year from now, it'll probably be fully autonomous, where the method by which projects get listed on the Dosa Bomb will be automated rather than manual like it is now.
Okay, so your community do have a saying on what projects to get put into these Dosa Bomb to get voted, correct?
Absolutely, because we want them to participate. We want them to vote. So we have every reason to listen to the community on who they want to vote for, who they want to see involved. Definitely.
Okay, that's perfect. That's awesome. All right. So now, so usually you get 4 projects that will compete for each other in order to get that Dosa Bomb, which is $50,000 USD. That will be invested in that project if it wins. Now, is it solely one project only, or do you have other places as well, first and second, or just strictly for one project?
It's just for one project at this time. We want them to compete with each other. They want to compete with each other. They want to win. I mean, you had MRI did the, for anyone who doesn't know, Marshall Rogan Inu, that's the name of Joe Rogan's dog, and they promoted all these UFC fighters over the course of the last year, and now they've created their own fight league. Their president is Dave LeDuc, who's one of the most winning Lethway champions of all time. And he's like, I don't like to lose. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to win this thing. And they put in a big effort and a big rally to win. So it's competition. That's part of it. That's part of the fun. There's only one winner.
I see the strategy there. Definitely, it creates the competitions amongst each other for sure. Now, the opposite of that. So let's say you have a project called Dion Protocol, right? Now they're looking at the voting right now. Amplify has 241 votes, and right now it's sitting at 41,000, and maybe even at 20,000. They're like, you know what? Forget it, because these guys are way too far ahead of me. Is there any chance you think that may hurt as far as people buying into the project? And the second question is, how long does it usually take you guys? I know it's based on volume, but in the past history, how long does it take you guys to get this $50,000 in order to implement a bomb?
Well, this is our third one. This one has taken a little more than 10 days, I think. So, like you said, it's dependent on volume. But what we've also seen is communities rally when they want to win, and they can win. Elon Goat Token went crazy 2 rounds ago, and they got 350 votes or something like that. This most recent round, Amplify has been in the lead basically the entire time, and MRI had a huge rally to try to meet them. They haven't caught them yet, but doing a big giveaway, engaging your community, getting them involved can help you win. And what we've seen is that market cap, volume, and community size are not necessarily determinant factors for who's going to win. What it really comes down to is the community engagement, whether they're willing to fight for it or not. And the ones that are willing to fight for it typically win. And it's a huge boon for them, because a massive buy like that gets you DEX tools trending, it can get you CMC trending, it can get you CMC top gainers, it gets you new holders, new attention, new volume, swing traders, all of the stuff that comes with a massive buy.
I see. So I guess my question for you is also, so right now, so let's say, I'm not sure if you guys have like a time frame where you select these projects and get put into the pool in this thing called Dosa Bomb to get voted, right? Given that the space that we're in right now, as you know, there's a lot of projects or scams or whatever. You said that the current bomb takes around, currently is at 3 weeks, correct? Or 10 days? Is it 10 days?
Yeah, it took about 10 days for this one. And it was
Okay.
$50,000 bomb. It's just dependent on volume. We have 3% of the buy and sell tax going toward the bomb, and 2% of the NFT mints going toward the bomb.
So let's say, for example, the worst case scenario comment. Now you have a project coming in, right? Now this bomb here, maybe to get to 50K may take, let's say, a month, right? But then you guys put in 4 projects, which is your protocol, select 4 projects, let's say 1 month time frame. Maybe a project turn out to be a scam or whatever, just no good. What do you guys do? Like, so if that happens, what do you guys do?
Yeah, so one, we don't have any authority or decision-making capacity in any of the projects in the contender portion, and we make that clear. We're not on their teams. We can't decide what they do. That said, it's a democracy, and that is what our slogan is: democratizing green candles. If the community votes for a project, they vote for the project, and we accept that that is their vote. It's a decentralized, autonomous organization. So just like in the real world, anybody can vote for anything and it's right or wrong. It's the same deal here. It depends on what the community wants.
All right, perfect. Thanks for clearing that up. Awesome, man. Yeah, I think the system is pretty cool.
And I want to draw attention to what I pinned at the top. I didn't mention it just yet, but what I've pinned in USA Crypto Group for everybody listening is that we're going to give away 2 free Dosa NFTs. And those NFTs, they look like the picture I'm wearing right now, which I got to say, I think they look pretty cool. And secondly, they give you an extra bomb or an extra vote in the bomb. So 100,000 Dosa tokens gives you the ability to vote, but every NFT you have on top of that is an extra vote. So if you buy any amount of Dosa today during this AMA before it's over, me and Seattle, I'll show you how Seattle, we're going to pick 2 randomly to win free Dosa NFTs. So by any amount, it can be $1, it can be $10,000 worth of Dosa, and you can win a free NFT.
Awesome, guys. So this is your chance to be involved in the project. Yeah, so appreciate the offer there. I do want to get back to the Dosa Bomb, so that way, the community and myself can fully understand the details of it. So you say 100,000 of Dosa coins to get you one vote. Is that correct there, Comment?
Yeah, that's right. And that's about 100 USD.
That's about 100 USD right now to get you one vote.
That's right.
Okay. All right. And I do know that the NFT do represents a vote as well. Now, are there levels to different to the NFTs, or just straight flat one NFT represent a vote as well?
Well, that's what we have announced right now. There are 10,000 NFTs and 20 of them are legendary. We've minted about 6% of them and no legendaries have come up yet. We haven't made announcements about it, what exactly the legendaries do, but we have shown a few of them and what they look like, and they look pretty cool. So, there's still a good chance if you go to dosa.finance, you could see the NFT section, and if you mint one, there's a good chance you could get a legendary because one hasn't popped up yet, and there's 20 of them.
Awesome. So as of right now, you don't know like what that legendary NFT, like how many votes it represents right now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we haven't announced anything in particular to the voting yet, but they're one of ones and they look really cool. Like there's a Yeti one. I won't even. I don't want to go too into it, but you can see a lot of them if you go through our media, and they look really cool.
Awesome. All right. So I assume that comment that these votes represent a certain amount that you get kicked back from the coins that wins the Dosa Bomb, correct? So let's say if
so we have a tiered system. So if you're in the top 100 Dosa holders, then you get an equal claim to our buys with the Dosa Bomb. So make it into the top 100 only costs like $2,000 right now. If you buy $2,000 worth of Dosa, you'll be in the top 100. We add you to the Dosa Chiefs private Telegram chat where we discuss, what's upcoming with the project, and you have better access to talk to the team directly. And you also get an equal claim to the buy that we make. So for example, we're about to buy $50,000 worth of Amplify. If you're in the top 100 holders of Dosa, then you'll get about a $500 share of that buy. Everybody in the top 100 gets an equal share, whether you're number 99 or number 2. So $2,000 into Dosa right now will get you about $500 of Amplify. And then if you hold that spot through to the next bomb round and the next bomb round, you'll get $500 of every other project that we buy $50,000 worth.
I see. Now I see you guys' strategies now. So top 100 holders of Dosa coins alone, you get allocations of the coins of the projects that are going to use the 50,000 to buy into the project, whatever the project wins. And I see. So now the people who vote, they do not necessarily get anything besides the vote. So when you say other projects send people in trying to compete for that 50,000, that makes sense. So those people that are coming in from other projects is strictly to win that 50,000, right? In hopes of winning that 50,000, but they do not get anything out of it, even if they made a vote. And if they're not holding that 100,000 or not that top 100, correct?
The first thing you said is a huge factor. A lot of people come into Dosa because they're a whale in Amplify, for example. They have 5,000 or 10,000 or whatever in Amplify. They want to buy $100 worth of Dosa so they can bolster the Amplify vote, so they can get a $50,000 buy in Amplify and up the value of their holdings in that asset. And that's a major reason that people come over to Dosa to vote. But there are more reasons to hold Dosa, even if you're not in the top 100. One is that if you hold 100,000 Dosa tokens, which is what it takes to vote, and you hold them through into the next bomb round, we whitelist every wallet to get a free NFT on our website. You can mint it for free by going to dosa.finance. Just hold your 100,000 Dosa tokens into the next bomb round, probably 24 hours, and we'll get all of those wallets a free NFT. Additionally, every project that we have on the Dosa Bomb, like I told you in the beginning, we curate them, we talk to them directly, we talk to those teams. We require that they do some sort of giveaway for people voting for them. So everybody listening right now, there's 200 of you. If you buy 100,000 Dosa tokens right now and go to dosa.finance, if you vote for Amplify in the Dosa Bomb, you have a chance at winning $750 airdrop to your wallet. They're picking 3 wallets out of all of their voters to win that. If you vote for Dione, you have a chance of winning $500. They're picking 3 wallets out of those that voted for them to win $500. And Dione only has 40 votes. So that's pretty good odds. I don't know what the math is on that, but if you vote right now and you're number 41, what's 3 out of 41? That's pretty good odds to win $500. And Marshall Rogan Inu is giving away a trip to Colombia to watch their MFC fighting event, which is going to be like a UFC show. Stay in the Marshall Mansion with MMA fighters and the MRI team. And that's just going to be one wallet that votes for them. So right now, if you vote for MRI, that's 130 or 40 votes. One of those wallets is going to win a massive trip to Colombia, the country of Colombia, to watch their fight event and stay in the Marshall Mansion. So all that to say, there are plenty of reasons to hold Dosa besides being in the top 100, which is that you can win prizes, money, NFTs, vacations from the contender projects if you vote for them. And if you hold into the next round, you get a free NFT.
Okay, I think that clears up a lot of the questions, from me, because without those incentives from these projects that you guys negotiate with, it seems like the top 100 would be the biggest, get the biggest rewards from it. But now that makes sense. So yeah, man, I think it's actually a very well thought out system. It definitely creates a competitions amongst projects. I think you guys already should have it in place, but I think at the end of the day is that you guys also need to vet these projects out accordingly to make sure that these projects are legit, right? But I think you guys know that. Yeah, I love the system, brother. Sounds really cool. I cannot wait to hear what does NFT represent, how many votes they represent. And so let's say somebody buy an NFT. What besides the vote? What can they do? What else can they do with the NFTs if there's anything else that they can do with the NFT?
Yeah, so the NFTs, I think, look really cool. They look like a blue chip NFT to me. They're like a humanized version of a Dosa dog. They get you an extra vote, which is big because you can vote for the project that you want to win a massive buy. And you can trade them on OpenSea, which is the biggest ETH NFT platform in the world. And right now we have like 3 ETH worth of trading volume, and they mint for 0.1 ETH. So we have like 30 times mint sales in aftermarket sales. Obviously, nothing can be guaranteed, but theoretically, you could mint an NFT that's a legendary and then sell it on OpenSea for more money, or you could use it to vote for who you want to win.
Awesome, guys. Yeah, I think that's awesome. But yeah, so that even if they vote through an NFT, they still get the perks of winning whatever the rewards that you guys negotiated with these projects that come on board, correct? Whether that's through.
Absolutely. That's absolutely true. We also have built into our DApp what NFTs haven't been used for voting yet. So in the future, when we mint out and we have more of these projects that are interested and we have demand for people to be involved with the DAO, but we have the NFTs limited by the supply being minted out, we have listed on the DApp which NFTs have not voted yet with a link to their OpenSea listing. So at some point in the future, when we mint out and we have that demand driving more votes, you could have your NFT listed for sale and not have voted yet, and somebody could be coming in from another project looking to make an extra vote for their favorite project and come in and buy your NFT so they can make sure they get that.
Awesome, brother. That sounds perfect. All right, sounds great. So it looks like 4 projects will compete for $50,000. And once that $50,000 hit, whoever gets the most vote will get that $50,000. And that $50,000 will be invested into that project. The top 100 holders would get that amount of tokens of that winning project distributed to them evenly of that top 100, correct?
That's right. But we are making an alteration for this next coming bomb, which is breaking news. We haven't announced it yet. We're going to drop it on USA Crypto Group first.
Let's go. Should we do it now?
And
in a bit.
For Dosa Bomb round 4, which is coming up, like I said, it's dependent on transaction volume, but it's coming up in the next day, maybe 2. We have 4 really great projects lined up, ready to go, excited to work with us. We've done some meetings on Zoom with them, strategizing how best to effectuate our marketing relationship between each other. We're going to do this bomb round tighter, cleaner, stronger than any of the previous bomb rounds because the 4 projects that we have ready to go are passionate, excited. They can't wait to tell their communities to buy Dosa in order to vote for them and compete. And we are going to bring the Dosa Bomb down from $50,000 to $25,000. The winning project is going to win $20,000, and Dosa is going to have a buyback of $5,000, which will be distributed amongst 10 random voters. So what that's going to do is bring our demand up, bring the timeline for the Dosa Bomb to go faster, which will keep the volume steady for us and for our partner projects so that everybody who hears about the vote can be ready to go. We can get this thing done in 4 or 5 days. It'll be a little bit faster, a little tighter, cleaner, stronger. And we're going to do a buyback of Dosa for the Dosa Bomb so that our community can get an airdrop of the Dosa Bomb buyback if they're lucky. And it'll have a little effect on our chart too.
That is awesome, brother. I think that creates definitely a stronger sense of competition as well. And it gives back to your community. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Now, I do have a question for you, the comment. Yeah, you know what? I do like that strategy, brother. Maybe you have 1 and 2, right? So the 4th guy, he doesn't feel so bad. Maybe he can have some hopes to the very end,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's something to consider. Like any protocol, we're growing and adapting to the market. But overall, I think the project's fundamentals are really strong. I think the reasons to buy and hold are really strong. The reasons to move into the top 100 are really strong. Sometimes the price doesn't always reflect the fundamentals, and not financial advice. Nobody can guarantee the future, but in my opinion, it is going to be a very short time before the price does reflect the fundamentals, which would be up from here.
Yeah, I think the fundamentals are definitely strong. Well, I think as you guys already know, right? I think the biggest hardship for you guys or the biggest challenge for you guys is to make sure that the volume keeps up, right? So that way it doesn't take like 3 months, 4 months to meet the 50,000. So I think that would be the biggest challenge. But yeah, I love the concept. I love the strategies. I think it's very well thought out. But yeah, as long as the volume comes in, I think it's great.
Absolutely, man. And like I said, we have partnered with these projects that are coming up really closely. We have close, strong communication with them where they're going to make the Dosa Bomb their primary marketing for the week. So we're going to have 4 contenders that are, we've had some great contenders in the past, but this round, I think we're really going to see them all anteing up and really rallying their communities together to compete with each other, which is only good news for us.
Yeah, I think if you guys figure somehow to incentivize or encourage these community to compete with each other, then I think the volume will come automatically, right? So I think that's actually crucial. Now with that said, there, Comet, where's this breakdown the tokenomics? Where is this 50,000 coming from?
Yeah, so it's 3% of every buy and sell is taxed for the Bomb wallet, and 2% of every NFT mint is taxed for the Bomb wallet. So it takes a little bit of time. Transaction volume builds in order for it to fill. But that is the game. You know, it's these 4 projects sending their people to come over and buy it. Every buy and sell that they make fills the Bomb wallet, and whoever gets the most votes wins.
Right. So 3% goes into this wallet on every transactions, and 2% from the minting NFT goes into the bomb as well. Correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect. All right, brother. You know what? I want to speak to you something after this, after the AMA though. I really like the strategies.
Yeah, sounds great.
Perfect. Right. Is there anything else that we have not touched on, Comment?
No, I think we covered just about everything. For anybody listening who saw what I pinned, you've got, I don't know, 5 minutes left, maybe less than that, to make your buy. Buy any amount of Dosa, win a free NFT. That's it, man. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Join us in the Telegram. Everybody's cool in the Telegram. Follow us on Twitter. Turn on our notifications and get ready for these 4 new projects in Dosa Bomb round 4. It's going to be a fun one. Oh, and lastly, we have a massive Twitter space we're doing, an AMA like this. I'm sorry to plug another AMA space. I hope you don't mind. But DGens on Twitter is a big AMA space. They already have like 1,000 people reserved, 1,025 reserved to come tomorrow at this time tomorrow, 24 hours from now. Join us on Twitter. We got a massive space coming.
Definitely. So Comment. So usually at this point, we'd like to take some questions from the community. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So with that, Mike's going to come on. He's going to take some questions. We have some written questions in the room, as well as, you know, some may want to ask questions on the voice as well. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Seattle. Thanks for that comment. That was a really good presentation there, brother. With tripped over my own words there. Before we jump into a few of these text questions here, I'd like to ask the community, if you want to ask any of your questions on voice, please feel free to do so. And if not, I will read off quite a few of these questions there. I did write some of these down here. Let's jump into a couple of these. All right. So first question from the community here. Go ahead, Ibrahim.
Okay. Greetings. I've gone through your project prior to the AMA, and it really is an interesting project with many unique concepts. I have multiple questions, but I'll just take 1 or 2 of them. So some of them have already been answered on the group. So my first question is on the Ethereum aspect of the project. I see that to buy the project, you require Ethereum, and also you're giving out to buy the project, the winner, the contender, whoever wins, you're going to use Ethereum to buy their tokens. So the first part of my question is, are you an Ethereum-based token? If so, wouldn't the high gas fee and poor quality of scalability on Ethereum blockchain impede your project's progress, especially with the high frenzy which is going on BSC chain? And the second part of the question is, since you are buying these contenders tokens with Ethereum, does that mean that you are only focused on Ethereum-based tokens?
Yeah, I'd say right now we are focused on Ethereum. We're an ERC20 token. We buy other ERC20 tokens, but we did leave a large portion of the supply locked on Unicrypt. Almost 40% of the entire supply is locked right now, so that if we decide to, we haven't set a date on this, we haven't even decided to do this, but we've left the door open for ourselves to have a sale on BSC and do this on BSC and run it on that side and have a bridge between the two, so that if you hold Dosa on ETH and you want to sell it on that side or buy it on BSC or vice versa, you'd be able to bridge between the two. So that, like I said, that's not something that we've set a date for or even decided to do. I'll just say we've left the door open for ourselves to do that. But in the meantime, there are really good ETH projects that fit exactly what our model is. We have 4 great projects coming up for Dosa Bomb round 4. So, you know, we don't feel strongly about moving to another chain at this time because there's a lot of great ETH projects already that we can use for this protocol.
Okay, that's good. Personally, actually, I'm not so much of a fan of Ethereum because of the high gas fee and how slow it can be. Because there was a time I wanted to run a transaction of about, I think, $200 worth. It was to buy an NFT, and the gas fee was almost 1,000 plus. So I don't really. But if a project is good, it's good, irrespective of where it is. So
You know,
I
I'd
get
say
where
it's
you're
also
coming from.
probably been quite some time since you attempted that, because these days you can get an ETH transaction through for like $2 to $5. It's really
Wow.
not so bad these days. I mean, that's still
Wow.
considerably more than BSC. I'll definitely give you that, but it's not outrageous. You know, we're not talking about $1,000 or even $100. Not even close. It's literally, you know, most transactions get done with $2 to $5.
I think I'll really go back to Ethereum because since then I haven't tried it. Anyways, I'll take two more questions and then I'll pass it over to Mike. So my second question is on, what was it again? Okay, it's on these projects, the communities which are coming into, from the communities of the contenders who come into buy your tokens and then vote. I would like to know, are you not worried that after each Dosa Bomb, these community members may then suddenly sell the tokens since it's all done and dusted? So for them, they may not want to hold the tokens. Are you not worried that this may lead to a massive sellout, which may lead to a crash in your token price? And then, you know how crypto is. Once sudden sell is, there can be a fall and stuff snowball from there. So I would like to know if maybe you have a contingency plan for this or something of that sort.
Yes, definitely. So first of all, if you vote and then you hold on to the next round, then you get a free NFT that you'll be able to mint. And getting that free NFT is not only a valuable thing that you get to own, but it also increases your power in the next voting round. So every round that you hold tokens through, you become more powerful in the Dosa ecosystem. So that's one reason that people would hold. Another reason is if the contender projects require you to hold in order to win their $500 giveaway or their $750 giveaway or whatever it is that they're giving away. But lastly, I would say, even if they choose not to hold, we haven't seen our chart respond directly to people selling because a Dosa Bomb is over. In fact, we have seen price spikes when a Dosa Bomb is over because we immediately introduce 4 new contenders, all of which have reason to buy Dosa. So, like I said, we're only in our 3rd round. We've only been through a 1st and 2nd round of this. So far, we haven't seen that dump that you're proposing would happen or should happen, that people just vote and then when it's over, they sell. We haven't seen that happen yet. If anything, we've actually seen price increases as we move into new rounds because it's all new communities that are gonna get exposure to us. And that's what we're looking at in the next 24 to 48 hours. We have 4 new communities that all have thousands of holders, tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars in transaction volume, who are going to want to buy Dosa so that they can support their favorite project.
I didn't realize that immediately one round ends, you immediately start the second one. It actually does make sense. It is only going to go up from here. as some are trying to sell, more are buying. So definitely it will keep going up and not down. So
That's exactly
this,
right. As people sell,
yeah,
more are coming in to buy. So yeah,
yeah,
appreciate your question, and I'm glad that made sense to you.
yeah. So what you said led to my last question. This will be the last one. It's on the NFTs. Initially, you had spoken about there being, I think you said 20 legendary NFTs, and in total there are 10,000. So I would like to know, are there just only normals and then 20 legendaries, or would there be other tiers other than normals and legendaries? And also, from what I read from the website, you said the NFTs increase the amount of times you can vote. Like each wallet that holds 100,000 dosa can only vote once. But then with an NFT, you increase the number of times you can vote. So what I would like to know is, how many times does this NFTs give you more than the original one? Does each tier increase the number of times you can vote, or is the same for each tier? And lastly, what was the third thing? Let's just end it there. I can't remember the third thing. I know when I was reading, I thought of 3 different questions, but just these two things. Thank you.
Yeah, so right now, each NFT gives you one extra vote. 100,000 Dosa tokens makes you eligible to vote, and you must hold that in order to use the NFTs. And 100,000 Dosa tokens gives you one vote. So if you have 100,000 Dosa tokens or 1,000,000 or 1,000,000,000, you get one vote either way. So if you buy right now $100 worth of Dosa, you have an equal vote to our biggest whale. But for every Dosa NFT that you have on top of that, you get an extra vote per NFT. So if you have 100,000 Dosa tokens and 7 NFTs, then you get 8 votes total. As far as what the legendaries might do, as far as how many votes you might get for that or any other special characteristics, we haven't announced that yet, and we haven't had a legendary minted yet. But check out dosa.finance. You'll see our NFT minting page. Just scroll down a little bit, and you could mint the first legendary.
Thank you very much. You even answered the third part, in which I had forgotten, about how many if you have if you have more than one NFT, if you can have more than one. You answered it. If you have 7 NFTs, you get 7 opportunities. So that even increases the opportunity people to buy more instead of just holding only one. Thank you very much. I would actually like to get into this project. It will be my gateway back to Ethereum blockchain. So thank you very much. I wish you great success. Over to you, Mike.
Appreciate the questions there, Abraham. Good answers there, Comet. Appreciate that. Does anybody else want to hop on the voice here and ask a question before I jump in? Hey, BP.
Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead, brother.
I just wanted to thank Com for all the hard work he's doing, and thank you for the AMA. But I wanted to also introduce a cool concept about it's not all about getting the max bag here and becoming the biggest whale. There's strategy involved with keeping the top 100 wallet. And I'll just be blatantly honest here. I have gotten several top 100 wallets, and there's a constant battle between 120, 130, 150, 200 to get into that top 100. So when the bomb does go off, I will be getting $500 in many, many wallets. Say I have 5 wallets, that's $2,500 per bomb explosion. So it's not about becoming the biggest whale, it's about becoming a top 100 whale where there is always constant buy pressure from the 100 to 200 range to get into that top 100. And it's an amazing, I think some people have caught on, and I hope that others do as well, because that will continuously increase the buy pressure. That's all I got.
Hey, thanks for saying that, BP. And yeah, that is an interesting. I always say not financial advice. I always tend to avoid saying like directly you should buy this or this is a good buy, because I feel like that's kind of a conflict of interest. Of course I'm biased. Of course I think everyone should buy Dosa, everyone should own Dosa. But that is something we've seen in the Chiefs chat or in the whale chat, that when you think about this thing at 1 million market cap, people are loading up multiple top 100 wallets because if this goes to 5 million or 10 million or 100 million, it only becomes harder and harder to reach that top 100 level. And if you secure it now, then maybe you can sustain it through each bomb round and just reap the rewards.
Awesome. I appreciate that input there, PP. Thanks for that comment. Let me jump over to a couple of text questions here, brother. First one from the community is, a lot of these were answered, very thorough, by the way, is how does that $50,000 Dosa Bomb feel right now? Is that a pretty comfortable number you guys are good with, or would this be adjusted accordingly down the line if you feel it might be too much or too little?
Yeah, we have the option to adjust it. It's on the DApp. It's entirely up to the team and to the devs about what target price they put on it. It's also going to be dependent on the transaction volume of the contenders. And like I said, we're just in our third one. So there's adaptation, there's things we figure out. And on this round, we're going to go to 25 and see how that works, because on this 50, it's a lot of fun. It's a massive buy, but it takes a little bit of time, and it might have taken more time than we anticipated and more time than some holders anticipated. And so that can play a role in our volume and our chart action and all kinds of stuff. So what we wanted to do for this one is to keep it tight, clean, strong, go for 25. And I think that that is a number that will be quickly attainable over the course of a week or less. And then we'll play it out from there and see what is the right target number. But ultimately, you know, if we go into the bull run sometime soon where, you know, DeFi is going crazy and there's volume everywhere, we could do $100,000 buys into Colt and Volt and Shiba Inu and Floki. You know, we can do $250,000 buys into Chainlink and other partners that we have. So that's the way that we can see this going. It can adapt to multiple situations. 50,000 has been fun, but we're going to try it at 25,000.
Very cool. I do like that. And all three of your bombs here have been 50,000 each so far?
Yes, so far. So the first one was almost a fluke. We didn't even touch on this, but our launch, I told you we went from 800,000 to 8 million. It was so crazy. There was so much volume. We filled the first $50,000 bomb on a 2% tax in 1.5 hours. I mean, it was like $2 million, $3 million in volume. It immediately filled. So that one was almost like a fluke, kind of. I mean, it was just crazy. The second one was much more competitive. Elon Goat Token put in the work and they won it. Their community kicked ass. This third one has taken a bit longer. So that's why this will end probably in the next 48 hours. And on bomb round 4, we're going to go to 25,000 with our round of new contenders.
I like it. That actually sounds really exciting, you know, especially, you know, coming off launch, like you said, in 1.2 hours, you said, and you filled that 50,000 that quick. That's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. It was a crazy one.
So jumping back to the questions here is, after you acquired your 50,000 of your first three here, is it like a hold period, or as soon as it's acquired, you guys are ready to drop it on the project that's been voted for?
So it's the project's win. It's their money. We need to make it distributable to our top 100 holders, our chiefs. So we can't wait too long with it, but we do communicate directly with the project teams and coordinate with them about what they think is best. So Elon Goat Token wanted us to wait a little bit, get on a Twitter space with them and make a big show of it. And they even did a buyback right before ours hit. And they did as big of a green candle as possible, all at once, 50,000 all at once. And they bought like 20,000 right before that. So it was massive. But other projects have suggested, hey, you know, we think it'd be better if you did $2,000 buys every 10 minutes until it's filled or whatever. And we're open to that. So we're working with those projects directly about what they want to do. Again, it's our third round coming up, so it's still pretty, adaptable. We're figuring that out, but we'll be in touch. It looks like Amplify is going to win this one. Maybe MRI will if they have another big rally, and we'll be in direct communication with either of those projects to figure out how they want this $50,000 bought into their project.
That's very exciting. I like that. I want to be on the other side of that.
Hey man, what's fun for the other projects is they get people who think just like you. Like, I'm going to be a swing trader on this. I see Amplify's about to get a $50,000 buy. I'm going to buy $1,000 of it right before it hits and sell 1,500 right after. A lot of people attempt that. A lot of people are successful with that. Some people don't make money on it because others are, that's an advanced trader's game. But we welcome that. Anybody's free to try that. And at the end of the day, that's just more volume, just more attention for the winning project, which, like I said, gets them DEX tools trending, it gets them CMC trending, it gets them all kinds of attention. So at the end of the day, volume is volume, and it's a good thing.
100%. So with those Dosa Bombs, all the projects that you have lined up there for voting, is this like something that's all ready to go as soon as one bomb is done? The next 4 are contributing and getting in on votes as well?
Yeah, that's right. We're all set up. We have one that we're kind of still open to and feeling out, but we're ready to go. We can be ready to go as soon as the bomb hits. And we've been in direct communication with those teams. They're excited. They're ready to go. They can't wait to tell their communities. We're like telling them, hold off. You know what I mean? We want to reveal it all at once so that people don't try to pre-buy it or pre-buy us or swing trade us or swing trade them. But that's the beautiful thing is we get to cross collaborate with these great projects and market each other and expose each other to the other one's communities.
100%. Now, with the specified wallet that the Dosa Bomb funds go into, is this something that's transparently shown to the community so they can kind of get excited as it grows as well?
Yes, so it's listed on our DApp publicly, actually. If you go to dosabomb.dosa.finance, you can see the progress bar. Right now it's at 42,000 out of 50,000. You can also join our Telegram and do /progress, I believe is the word. Yeah, if you put /progress, then it'll show a GIF of the Dosa Bomb being filled and how filled it is. So right now, it's about 90% full, 95% full.
Oh, very exciting. Almost ready to go. Let's see here. A lot of these were answered. As you mentioned, tax will be 7% and it'll be distributed to the LP in Treasury. Can you tell us what the perfect tax distribution is going to the LP in Treasury in percentage? That one actually sounded a little confusing. I'm sorry.
We've actually dropped the tax to the LP. There is 0% tax going to LP at this time. If 7% tax, about half is going to the bomb and half is going to maintenance and marketing. So none to LP. When we launched with 60% to LP, which was Unicrypt's minimum. And that allows for the chart to react more strongly to big buys. So right now we're doing nothing to LP.
Nothing to LP, okay. And you had an audit done on your contract?
Yes, the audit is by Solid Proof. I'm really proud of it. It took a few months and it took a few iterations of the contract. We had it audited a few times because we wanted 0 issues or errors or redundancies with the contract. And I've said this before on AMAs, but for anybody who hasn't heard me before, if you've read an audit for a contract in DeFi, you know that there's always some error. There's moderate, medium errors. Sometimes there's high, severe errors in contracts that are scary and bad. And then there's always at least minor errors. And those are just redundancies in the contract that aren't really critical, but they have some kind, but they're not necessary. Basically, it's just sloppy work. We have none of that. All green check marks, 100% pass, perfect, clear, perfect audit. So I advise everybody to check that out at Solid Proof. They've audited the Dosa contract and they've KYC'd all of the Dosa team members.
Perfect. Now, if you have that handy too, you could drop it here in the chat as well. Coming back to, let's see, Gangstar here. To be a contender, all you need to do is just fill out the Google form and you can be considered for voting?
Yeah, that's right. Fill out the Google form. We'll take a look at the community, at the market cap, see if it's a good fit, and then we'll reach out and have a direct discussion with the team.
Perfect. And I'm sure this wouldn't happen, and it's very early to even say, but, you know, say one of, like, say you have 4 contenders right now. One of them maybe doesn't contribute any votes. Are they just simply out of the vote and the other 3 will be contending, or will there be some sort of revote?
If one contender doesn't contribute anything, if I'm understanding your question right, then they would just lose. And whichever project wins, and that's it. So far, we haven't had any contenders have literally 0 votes. You know, they'll have 20, 30, 40, and that won't be enough to win, but they still compete.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. You know, if you don't contribute, you're losing. Dry and cut.
Yeah. It's just dependent on how much they're willing to engage their community to win. I mean, ultimately, this is an opportunity for all of the contender projects to get exposure from our community, to get attention, and to get volume and a big buy.
I love it. So are any of these contenders possible partnerships down the line? Have you kind of crossed that path yet with any of them? And can you speak on any of your partnerships you currently have and looking to acquire?
Yeah, so we have a partnership with Unicrypt. We're incubated by them. They're a great pre-sale platform. We have a partnership with Moontalk, which is a major crypto platform in China. They handle all of our Chinese and Mandarin-speaking communities. We have a partnership with Kepler Capital, which does all of our Spanish-speaking communities. And we have projects that have been contenders that have great utilities, great tools that we've gotten to know closely, and they want to onboard us into what they're doing. So none of those have been announced yet, but if you want a hint, take a look at any of our previous contenders. At least one of them, we have a major partnership opportunity with. And that's a great thing about this project is that it opens the doors for great partnership opportunities because other crypto projects get to know us and they see the benefit that we bring them and they want to have that mutually beneficial relationship.
I love it. So coming back to some of the services that you provide here, what does it cost, for the trending services if you're not a contender? And if you are a contender, is that something that you offer as the package to become a contender, or is that a separate cost?
So we don't actually get them trending artificially or paid or in any way. I'm sorry. There's something happening right now. One moment.
No worries.
Okay, all good. Some of my dogs were fighting each other. We don't offer trending in an artificial or inorganic way, meaning that somebody could pay for trending through us. What I meant by that is that if you win the Dosa Bomb, you have all of the swing traders coming in and you have the big buy that we do coming in, which organically just naturally causes trending for the winning project. I mean, almost always they at the very least get DEX tools trending, but all that volume usually brings trending on other sites as well, like CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap.
Exactly right. I could imagine what a nice buy on that on any chart would push you right up there, 100%. Well, comment. I believe that is all the questions I'm seeing from the community here. If there's anything I'd missed, or if anybody has any more comments or questions rather, please hop on over to the Dosa Telegram here and ask your questions. And that's it from me, brother. I appreciate it, and I'm going to kick it back to Seattle.
All right. Appreciate that, Mike. Appreciate all the questions. A great job answering those questions, comment. I just want to remind the community that look at the pin message, guys. It looks like you guys can win a free Dosa NFT at the moment with any amount buy. So this is your chance here. I think it's a great concept. I think there's a lot of game theory that's involved in this project, right? Whether that's from the projects involved or whether that's you guys as well. And like the other person mentioned earlier, I think the biggest strategy, one of the biggest strategies, is also people fighting for that top 100 consistently, right? I think that's great. I think that's going to just keep on pushing the project up. Yeah, so there's a lot of strategies involved in this project. Very well thought out. Yeah, great job, Comet. You did very well presenting the project, 100%.
Thanks so much. Yeah, and I'd like your guys' help in picking our winner. We've had some good buys through the course of this AMA. Shout out to the USA Crypto Group. Seattle, why don't you help me pick? We need 2 people to win free NFTs. So there have been 10 buys since this AMA started. Why don't you pick a number, pick 2 numbers between 1 and 10, and those ones that line up on Etherscan, they'll get the free NFTs.
Do it. Number 3 is my favorite number. So let's go with 3, and let's go with lucky 7.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Number 3 ends in 3C31. So congratulations if you're winning. That's aux address ending in 3C31. And that's address ending in 7C08. Both wallets have won a free Dosa NFT. What you'll find is if you go to dosa.finance and you connect your wallet, you'll see that on the NFT section, you have a thing that says freebie. And when you click that freebie, you'll get a free NFT. So congratulations to both winners.
Awesome, brother. Appreciate that, and congrats. If you can send me that there comment, and I will also do a little post afterward, so that way it's 100% clear to everyone here. And I love to have a chat with you after this comment. I mean, not immediately, but yeah, I love to have a chat with you.
Sure, sounds great, man. Just DM me anytime.
Perfect. All right, brother. Is there a last word you want to give us before we do the prize giveaway?
No, just thank you everybody who listened. Hope you like the project. Join our Telegram, follow our Twitter, turn on our notifications. We've got a huge AMA tomorrow. This AMA was awesome. And then probably by tomorrow or the next day, we'll have Dosa Bomb round 3, where 4 very passionate, excited communities will be admitted and listed on the Dosa Bomb, and they will all be coming in to buy Dosa to vote for their favorite project. So I hope you guys are excited for that. Follow us on the journey. We're happy to have you.
So with that said, comment. So usually what we like to do is we like to raise awareness to your Telegram room as well. We'd like to send people over there and say, great AMA at USA Crypto Group. Mike come over there. He will pick one winner. Is that something that you want to do?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, sounds great, brother. All right, Mike is going to come on, and John is going to type that out and make sure you guys join their room and be part of the community. It seems like a great project. Even though the chart right now, we're in the bear market conditions right now, but it is above the launching market cap right now. So, all right, Comet, I appreciate you again, brother, and have a good one.
Thanks, man. Good talking to you.
Appreciate it, Comet. All right, guys. Well, we're going to do a little bit of giveaway here. We're going to do one random attendee on the wheel here with 233 total on the wheel. And we'll do one best question, $25 as well. And like Seattle mentioned earlier, Johnny is typing it up as we speak. Head on over to the Telegram Dosa, say great AMA at USA Crypto Group. And I'll give you guys some time on this to make sure everybody get a fair shot. And I'll come over there shortly and pick an additional winner. Without holding you guys up any longer, let's shuffle a couple times and grab our one participant off the wheel. Who's it going to be? Isabel B. Congratulations, Isabel. That's our Sophia girl.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. All right, guys. Well, that's it for the wheel. And I'm not sure if Comet's still here, but if you are, I'll be sure to get you guys a copy of the AMA shortly, as well as a YouTube upload link right after this. Thank you all for coming to our AMA today, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Mike.
Take